Good morning, everyone. This is Deborah Gunn. I am again doing another series on being self-unemployed. Self-unemployed is a little bit of a twist from the self-unemployed. So often we get an idea we're going to be self-employed, but you know what? We're only employed at the point that we're taking an application or that we're signing a contract or that we're actually doing a job for billable hours. So what do you do in between? You're unemployed. But before I start on the art of being successfully self-unemployed, there's some prerequisites that I want you to be aware of before you get to that point. I recently, if you know anything about my background, I was employed for 5 years. I resigned and I went on to another venture, and it just wasn't in alignment with where I should be, and I resigned again. So I find myself self-unemployed. When you're in this position and also have a life transition, I've run into a lot of people that have life transitions. I think there's a mourning process that people need to go through because so much, especially in the U.S., which is sad, but so much in the U.S., we identify who we are with what we do. And when you do that and you have a loss because of a job, whether somebody else made that decision for you or you made the decision, there's a mourning process because you've lost a part of your identity. I'm here to tell you that you're still whole. You are still who you are. You are still the unique individual today as you thought that you were back then. Please don't let this life transition play with your psyche. You are a unique individual. So part of the art of being successfully self-unemployed is really identifying who you are as a unique being, a unique individual. You're going to be different from me. I'm different from my husband, my daughter, my family, my friends. We are all unique. One thing that we're not taught, and it's in school, we're not taught this in school. We're not so much taught this in family dynamics. We're not taught this even in church, is we have lost, or maybe not really taught, how to affirm one another with their gifts, with the uniqueness. I am going through a life transition, as I mentioned before, and it is by other people, by their comments to me, that I know if I'm on the right track or not. Yesterday at church, afterwards, I was hanging around. My husband was working with the sound people in the back, and I met some friends, and we were talking about, oh, you're Deborah Gunn, you do this and you do this. And I said, yes, I do. One of my passions is to empower and equip individuals to find their passion and their uniqueness and celebrate that. Then I ran into somebody else and went, oh my gosh, it was so great to see you. You look beautiful. And they just got back from a trip from Hawaii. And we sat there and talked a little bit. I got to meet her fiance. It was just wonderful. I felt so alive. Unbeknownst to me, the person that was running the sound in the back of the church said, his name was Brian, said to my husband, Mitchell, said, what has happened to Debbie? Oh my goodness, she's animated, she's happy. I've never seen her like this, but I just felt good. And by this goodness, it radiated and others could see that. So I finally made my way back to the church, and my husband said to Brian, please tell my wife what you just said to me. And Brian was like, oh, I said a lot of things, because we were talking about sound and so forth. He goes, no, about her. Well, Brian said that of the last 6 years that he's known me, I've just never seemed happy. I was like this. I go into church, I come back. I was always somewhere else. He's never seen me. Ta-da! And it almost brought, well, it did when I left, it brought tears to my eyes. I felt alive. I felt affirmed. It was more than just me affirming myself. I mean, I kind of know who I am, but when you're going through a life transition, you're sometimes on these slippery slopes where you don't know, you don't feel valued. You wonder what happened, what went wrong. We need to affirm each other with our own uniqueness. My husband has been saying for the last, it's been about a month, Deborah, you are so much happier. I see a change in you. You don't want to take those long naps. You're happier. You can sit down in front of your computer and you can focus. You're doing these research. You're doing this. He says, I smile more. You know, I think smiling is really a gift of life. I'm hearing this from other people. So I'm in a life transition. I'm being open to, for me, it's to God. What path should I be on? What unique gifts do I have? Should I be sharing with others to help them in their life transitions? I'm really excited. You know, I accept change easily, and I know that not everybody accepts change easily. But I'm here to tell you that you are unique. You have value. There is only one of you in this world. And when you get up in the morning, I want you to know that. I want you to believe that. There is no other person in this world that can do what you do and can offer to this world what you do. I know this. And I want you to know this about yourself as well. As you go out through your day and you meet other people, I want you to open up and I want you just to acknowledge and look at the giftedness of what other people bring to you. Perhaps it's a spouse, your partner, a child, your children, adult children, your neighbor. Open up and say, you know, I never told you this, but you are really good at gardening, listening, working with your hands, troubleshooting. Is there a person that you go to that they're like your kindred spirit? You go, gosh, this person just understands me. They can listen to me and they really help out. That's a gift. I had done a presentation about our own uniqueness. And there were about, this particular group, we were all women. 60, 70 people. And I said, please, by a show of hands, how many here can quickly name a gift that they have, a talent? Do you know that less than 10% of the women in this group raised their hand that they could quickly name a gift that they have? Their own, to be able to say, this is my unique thing. And I said, okay, by the raise of hands, how many here could quickly name a talent or a gift of their best friend? Everybody raised their hand. It was just, we get it. I can name my best friend. One of them is she just sees the uniqueness in everybody so easily. Not only in people, but in things. And she's a breeder and she has puppies. And when there's a litter of 8 puppies, she goes, I don't know why people have to tie the different colored yarns around their neck so they know that this is this puppy and this is that puppy. She says, if you just look at them, I know this is that one and this is that. That's a gift. That's a gift. But when you talk to people about their own giftedness, your giftedness, what is your gift? I really need you to dig down and think about that. You are unique. And if you're not sure, ask some of your friends. Say, help me out here. What do you think I'm good at? And again, I'm not looking so much for a skill. I'm not looking at, can you play a piano? Can you play the guitar? Can you sing? I cannot sing. My husband reminds me of that. I make not a joyful noise. I make noise joyfully. But ask the people around you and say, what do you think I'm good at? Sometimes it's so close to who we are that we can't see it, the forest through the trees. We can't see it because it's part of us and we think, well, can't everybody do that? Start exploring your uniqueness. That would be an assignment just in itself. So I don't want to know what do you do. I want to know who you are. I don't want to know what you did. I was a controller for a company. I was the vice president. I was a CEO. I was the president of a board of a nonprofit. Those are things that you do. Yes, you bring your uniqueness to those positions. But I really want to know who you are in here. You have value. You have a purpose. There's something about you that nobody else can do as well as you. I believe this. So, as we begin the road of being successfully self-unemployed, stand back and find out what your uniqueness is. I know if you go out there and you do the Google on the YouTube or do research, it says, take inventory. Yes, that's a good idea. I'm saying back up even one step before then. Find out your uniqueness. What is it that you do that time just flies by? When you look up, you go, oh my gosh, I've been here for 4 hours or 8 hours. What is that? What inside of you, what's in here that draws you to that activity? Are you learning? Are you inquisitive? Do you ask a lot of questions? Find out what that unique thing is. Ask people, what do you think it is that I have to offer? Now, that could be a little scary for some people. Start with your friends. I bet they can give you a whole list. And again, because it's so close to us, we're not going to see this. So find out your uniqueness. What is it that you just love to do within here? Then we're going to start on the art of being successfully self-unemployed. So with that, I want to say God bless. Thank you for listening. Stay tuned for the next couple YouTube videos. I want you to live to your fullest of who you are. Because again, there's only one of you. And if you're not being you, it's a loss to all of us. And those people around you. So be well, be unique, find out who you are in here. Yeah, in here. And it's okay to be scared, but there's one of you. So again, God bless. You can go to www.deborahgunn.com for more information, and I'll see you later. Thank you.